So, Toby, since you went first last week, my quiz questions are all on test caps.
Oh.
Starting with New Zealand, then moving to Australia, then South Africa, and we're going to chuck in a little bonus one for you, depending on how you do, which will be the Argentinian test caps. So, as you may already know, Richie McCaw has the most test caps for New Zealand on 148.
Yes.
If I was him, I would have come back and finished off the job and got to 150.
Yeah. Why didn't he?
Because he's not that type of guy. I would like to know who is second in the New Zealand test caps list. Is it Kieran Reid, A, Tony Woodcock, B, Daniel Carter, C, or Kevin Mealamu at D?
Okay. I don't think it's Daniel Carter or Kieran Reid. Oh, don't pull that face. I think it could potentially be Tony Woodcock.
Final answer.
Or it could be Kevin Mealamu. I'm going to go with Tony Woodcock.
You'd be wrong.
Would I?
Yeah. Kevin Mealamu, 132 test matches to Tony Woodcock's 118. Kieran Reid, though, not going to get there, is he? He's not going to. He's got 118.
Yeah.
So he ain't going to get there. And he couldn't he? You know, if he played on for a few more years and had a transition period, maybe we don't need a transition period. Maybe we don't need it. Maybe that's happening now. I don't know, but it would have been something that I would have probably...
And how many was Daniel Carter on?
Dan Carter, he was 112.
Yeah. Okay.
And, man, he could have easily got A.
I know.
He could have easily got that. Your first question for me, mate.
Here we go. Oh, gosh, where am I? God, this is a good question. How many tries have been scored in the Super Rugby this season?
Right, here we go.
Is it?
Do I have my calculator out?
Do you?
No.
405, 700, 673, or 562? How many tries this season by all franchises and all teams?
Okay, so thinking from memory that the Crusaders were leading this is a question on last week, and they were on I can't remember how many they were on last week. So this is tough. You know, there's 15 teams. If we say that on an average...
That's right, mate. Take your time.
So what were the just give me the two lower numbers, please.
405.
Yeah.
And 562.
I'm going to go for 562.
Final answer.
You've done that face because I'm wrong, but yeah, final answer.
Okay, you're wrong. 673 tries.
There you go, yeah.
It's a lot of tries.
Yeah, but to be fair, some of the teams are coming to the party quite late on with a few tries.
You look at Brumbies with that big score.
Lions
with the big score. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. All right, mate. So we're 1 nil all. Nil all. In Australia.
Yes.
I'm going to be a little bit easier for you on this one.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not going to ask for the second because it's not our home country.
Okay.
So maybe you will have more of a chance of getting this one correct. So, who has the highest number of test caps for Australia?
Okay.
No more. Okay. So A, we're going to go for Stephen Moore.
Right.
B, George Smith.
Okay.
C, Matt Giteau, or D, George Gregan?
Are they all over 100?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's George Gregan or Matt Giteau.
Can I ask why?
No, you can't ask that question. Because if you get it right, you'll ask for a point. I'm not sure if it's George Smith or Stephen Moore.
Stephen Moore, yeah.
I have a feeling it might be Stephen Moore.
Final answer.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Wrong. George Gregan. I thought you got that one. Stephen Moore is second. 139
really
test matches. So why did you not think that he was interesting? Because I straight away went Matt Giteau won't be because he went overseas early and he's still playing now, isn't he?
Yeah. I just didn't think George Gregan because of the era that he played in. They didn't play that many
games. Yeah, you're right. Aren't you? Yeah, so George Gregan 139, Stephen Moore 129, and then I actually dropped down quite a few and went George Smith 111.
Yeah.
And then Matt Giteau 103.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Right, mate. Which New Zealand team has the most offloads? Why do you always roll your eyes?
Well, because, I got quite interesting questions.
Yeah, I don't. So, moving on. Yeah, so which team has the most offloads? Okay, which New Zealand team? Is it the Chiefs, the Blues, the Crusaders, or the Hurricanes?
My first instinct is to go the Chiefs. It's my first instinct, just seeing how they play. They've been all over the shop at times, but the one thing they've done is offloads. Blues have got a lot of carries.
Yeah.
But I don't think necessarily enough offloads. I think you've chucked in there the Crusaders just, because I love the Crusaders and possibly they've got them as well. And the Hurricanes, it's a good question for another day. But on this day, I'm going to say the Chiefs.
You would be correct.
Yeah, I just think...
174.
Yeah.
Blues, 125. Crusaders, 146. And the Hurricanes, 96.
Yeah, you would normally say surprise, but they play a much more direct game than any of the other New Zealand sides. Next question and last question for you, but with the bonus question, just because it's interesting.
Excellent.
South African.
Yeah.
Most test caps from a South African team, from a South African player. You've got A, Brian Habana. B, John Smit. C, Victor Matfield. Or D, John de Villiers, who was the centre that we didn't put in our team, and we should have put him in.
Great player.
Great captain as well.
Yeah. Victor Matfield.
Final answer.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, I knew that one.
Not by very many.
No, is it John Smit next?
No,
Brian Habana, yeah.
Brian Habana. John Smit, quite a bit down, 111.
Okay, who was Brian Habana? How many did he play?
124, and Victor Matfield, 127.
Okay, what about de Villiers?
109.
Yeah.
Now, arguably, there's some guys who are playing. I mean, Percy Montgomery, your man, Percy. 102. How did he get 102?
That's why I put him in my team, mate. I tell you what, all great players though. Wow.
Yeah, all absolute legends, eh?
Yeah.
And to think that a lot of these guys, the guys that played before didn't play any Test rugby.
No.
And there were some great players in that area that may have got just as many games. But anyway, last question for you. For me.
Yeah.
I've had too many Fantas tonight, mate.
Village. Okay. How many more... Now, I'm going on the theme of offloads. Okay. How many more offloads has Anton Leonard-Brown made compared to the next best player?
Okay, what a...
okay,
I like. Can I
Leonard-Brown.
just say this has at least got some weighting to it, doesn't it? Because it's interesting.
Yes. So Anton Leonard-Brown has thrown 30 offloads.
Okay.
So is the gap 4, 10, 6, or 8?
I thought you were going to go 4, 10, 15. Okay. Well,
so to be fair, that question moves on. It's a good little segue from my second question to you, which was the Chiefs, wasn't it? So
I'm going to say there's going to be a marked difference here.
So I'm going to give you the second. So Karevi is the next best.
Wow.
For the Reds.
I'm going to say there's a marked difference. So I'm going towards 8 or 10.
Okay.
I think it's 10. I think he's offloaded. He's out the back, he's out the front, he's out his bum, and he's all over the shop, isn't he?
His bum, farting out the ball.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 10. I think there's a huge difference. And the only thing that holds me back here a little bit is I have not seen every single Karevi game.
No.
So, but that's how it feels to me. He's been significantly more offloady than anyone else.
Final answer?
You're very quick to go final answer there, eh? So, yeah, final answer.
Correct. So Anton Leonard-Brown's thrown 30 and Karevi's thrown 20. It's a big gap.
Yeah.
But then you've got Flower,
yeah,
who's played
half the games.
He's throwing 2 less than Karevi.
Wow, yeah.
And he's still third equal.
Sonny Bill, if he had been playing this year,
Yeah, true.
he would have been right up there as well. But it's been marked, eh? Anton Leonard-Brown has been great this year.
He has.
And we could go on and on and on about who would be, but he's got to be in there, eh? And I said earlier this season,
You've got to.
when you asked me that question, I don't think he's anywhere near. But Ma'anonu's dipped down a little bit.
Yeah.
Sonny Bill been injured. So maybe you've got to go with Anton Leonard-Brown.
He has been, him and Brad Weber for the Chiefs have been standouts, even though...
in a struggling team.
Exactly. And that's hard to do.
Crotty as well, not a stellar season for him. So he is really...
not a stellar season.
No, he's really put his hand up, hasn't he? Massively. Anyway, that brings...
Oh, what about my final question?
Oh, of course.
Because I could draw it. I could draw it up here.
No, you can't, mate. This is a bonus question.
Exactly. So it's a bonus point.
All right, go on then. You just got to name the guy, and you should be able to name the guy.
Okay.
All right. So who has Argentina's all-time appearances?
Okay.
Of all time. I'm not going to give you any names.
It's the hooker. It's the hooker. What's his name?
Creevy.
Yeah.
You think it's Creevy?
I think it's Creevy.
No.
Oh.
Felipe Cantavoni. What are you doing,
Why
mate?
didn't you read out the name? Why didn't you read out the names?
That's exactly the reason why I didn't read out the names, mate.
Oh,
But you'll be interesting. How many tests do you think that Felipe Cantavoni has played? Do you think it's 110, 108, 100, or 87?
Is it 87?
It is, eh?
Is it really?
It's 87, yeah.
So it's 2-2 draw.
No, mate,
yeah, I'm taking that. And that's a wrap, everyone.
No chance. That's
Really? Only 87?
Only 87, yeah.
Well, to be fair, they've only just started playing
the big boys regularly.
The big fellas, yeah.
Almost like being a tier 2 team for ages that don't get the games every year, aren't they?
No.
So, and what amazing. Actually, I'm pretty sure his son played in England and we played him in a sevens comp.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure he was there watching his son.
Really?
This might be all complete lies.
Was he good though?
His son was, quite skinny, small, but ran beautifully. Wasn't the best player there, but just still looked like he had something. Still looked like he had something. Anyway, it's the end of the podcast. Another
again.
week has come, another week has gone, with only a few to go. But we will be bringing you other things after the Super Rugby has
I'm
finished.
looking forward to that too.
We're going to do a World Cup special.
And a rugby championship.
And a rugby championship. And we are actually in the process at the moment of trying to get some special coaching guests interviews as well.
Are we really?
Yeah. We're going to try
this
and
is news to me too.
We're going to try and secure some really good level coaches to interview in our unique fashion, Tobes.
This is good. They're going to come in here and go, fellas, this is Village. And we're going to go, yes.
And we'll be bringing that to you over the off-season.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So to keep you guys and girls interested. But it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Don't forget, if you want to get hold of us, it's at Super Rugby Pod, and it's the Super Rugby Podcast
at gmail.com. And we love hearing from you.
We actually love it. It makes our day.
I tell you what, the best part of the day is pushing that number 3 for that voice recording.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a great way to ask your questions.
Yeah, and for us to answer them.
Well, it means we don't have to bloody read it out.
And we struggle. Actually, our first guy from Brazil, Andre, he said sorry about the English, because it's not his first language. Yeah. And I thought, mate, don't worry, you'll fit right in on the Super Rugby Podcast.
It's better than ours.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
We'll hopefully you guys listen to us next week. But for now, over and out.